done playing Minecraft on that thing? Or what was it, Minesweeper?
Just throwing the sync at it because it's not even tuned. I've just been winging it.
What are we looking at here?
This is my 1977 Austin Mini Australian style burnout car.
Okay, so you built it specifically for burnout.
Yeah. From what I've been told from a few guys that's contacted me from Australia, this is like one of the first purpose-built burnout cars in North America.
Oh yeah,
So
digging that.
yeah.
So what kind of combination?
It's a stock 4.8 pretty much. It's got a GM ASA cam, blue valve springs. Just a bunch of junk that we kind of had laying around the shop. I built turbo LS cars for a living.
Right.
So I just wanted to kind of do something different, and I always wanted to do like an old school root style blower setup. So last year I had my twin turbo Chevette here, and I got editor's choice. All the editors picked my car as their choice. So I got a gift certificate from Holley, bought the Holley high ram, and that's what pretty much started this whole project.
Awesome, man.
I got the high ram, figured out the intake, and then we found the car and built the car around everything else. So.
Right. Now I bet you have a bunch of crazy stories behind this thing. Any of them stick out really?
Not really. It's just like it's just a snowball effect. Like I literally seen a picture from New Zealand or Australia of one of these cars. It's called the Critter,
right.
And it had a tunnel ram small block Chevy in it, and that was what just clicked it in my head that I had to do it. A week later I had the car. We found it in a field, and it was just a parts car for a guy that built a B18 Austin Mini, and he just was going to scrap it because it was too rough to do anything with it. So it was perfect.
For doing
the purists can't be mad at me with this because I have a YouTube channel, and eventually all the series will be up, and I show every flaw in this whole thing. Probably, the Bondo is probably this thick in some of the quarters. It's been hit on every quarter, and at some point they decided to paint it green because it was yellow. And but yeah.
a savage. Let's hear it for the Mini one more time. Come on. Dude, that's gonna be the title.
Is there anything somebody wouldn't know just by looking at it?
The radiator's mounted between the seats under the car. Everybody thinks it doesn't have a cooling system, but I actually, the drivetrain sits really high in the body, and then the radiator lays flat under the car, and then it has an electric water pump that pumps it up to the front, and then I have a tank at the back.
Right.
That just expansion tank kind of thing. And the other thing people wouldn't assume is it uses a ton of fuel.
Really?
Like it's on methanol with 210 injectors, stock GM PCM, and it'll go in a 2-minute burnout. It'll go through 7 gallons of fuel.
Yeah. And last but not least, anything you want to plug, including yourself?
I have a YouTube channel and Instagram. It's the House of Boost, all one word.
Okay.
I got all kinds of builds. I've done like $2,500 10-second LSs. Like it's all kinds of LS, all my friends' LS cars and stuff like that, and just my family and stuff, and everybody who helped me get this thing together. We built this car in 3 months.
Right.
The main part of it. So.
And then the money question that you probably get asked the most is how does the fitment work? Because you're similar size to me.
So what I did is like I drive a Chevette for my other car. It's a twin turbo Chevette, and I just kind of built the car around me, the chassis and stuff.
Right.
It runs mid-8s at 160. And I did the same kind of thing here. Is like once I got the engine situated where the blower would clear the windshield, because I wasn't willing to cut the windshield to make the blower fit, I put the seat in, and then I made the pedals and the steering column and everything else work around that. I was actually hoping that the seats were going to be a little bit farther forward, but it just kind of worked out where that was the comfortable position.
Right.
And it's kind of just like driving, like when you go to the go-karts and you're a tall guy, and you know how you kind of fold yourself up, hands between your knees and
Absolutely,
stuff?
yeah.
And that's exactly how this car is. I just like doing off-the-wall stuff. When I was here last year, everybody's like, my Chevette, they're like, that has to be the smallest car you can put an LS in. And then that was what kind of got the ball thinking in my head that, like, this car wasn't even an idea in my head until I seen that picture of that car about 10 months ago.
Right.
And then we just started collecting parts, and I was gonna do like this piece together 5.3, but the parts were no good, so we had this dirty 4.8 sitting in the corner that a customer brought me, and it was too dirty to use for his project because we knew it would probably something happen to it. But it's been 280 degrees 3 times this weekend, and it's still holding up, and still got oil pressure, and it's been off the limiter for minutes at a time.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever considered maybe taking it down the drag strip, or no? Out of the ball game?
It just the way the power comes in with this thing, I honestly, the ass end tries to pass the first end the front at the best of times. So I don't know, like I probably would, but I'm understanding more about like wheel speed and that kind of thing with this thing as a burnout car, and I understand that it really wouldn't work. Like this is a true burnout car, like it has no rear brakes, so it makes it easy to take the tires off, and the Aussie guys say that they do that so the rears don't catch on, the brakes don't catch on fire, but I know it's just because it makes it way easier to take your rear wheel off in a hurry. So they're probably going to crucify me for saying that, but...
Did I ask you how much power it makes?
No, it makes, we figure it's 10 pounds of boost. On methanol, you'll make a little more power because it cools the charge because it's not intercooled.
Right.
It probably makes about 550, 600 wheels, so...
And weight, any idea?
1,500 pounds. We're going to weigh at that. We just ran out of time. Like, I literally finished this Wednesday night. At 7 o'clock, we loaded it on the trailer, drove down from Canada, 18 hours, got here at 3 o'clock, still had a bit of wrenching to do on the car, and so we didn't have a chance to weigh it, we didn't have a chance to dyno it. I did 2 burnouts in the pad in front of my shop, and that was it. We loaded it in the trailer, drove here, just threw a Hail Mary tune into it.
Yep. Best of luck out there.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna I'm gonna burn this thing to the ground if I have to win that $2,500.
Hell yeah, man.